Hi boys and girls, welcome to your first video on discussing properties of circles. In this video we're going to talk about calculating radius and diameter of a circle, and in the next two videos we're also going to discuss calculating circumference as well as area of a circle. So let's first talk about radius. So radius is the distance from the center of a circle to any point on the outside or the circumference of a circle. So this is an example of a radius because it starts in the middle of the circle and reaches the circumference or edge of the circle. A radius can go in any direction as long as it starts from the center of the circle to the outside or circumference. A diameter is the distance across the circle passing through the center. So this is an example of a diameter. It passes through the center of the circle and it reaches both ends or edges of the circle. Therefore, it's considered what's called a diameter. Now, to calculate radius and diameter, we have two different formulas. To calculate the radius is half the length of a diameter. So you're going to take the diameter and divide it by 2. So in this case, to find the radius is half of the circle. So if the diameter is 10 inches, the radius must be 5. Because 5 plus 5 is 10. Or 10 divided by 2 is 5. So the radius is 5 inches. Let's look at another example. Again, the radius is half the diameter. So if the diameter is 34 inches, radius is half the distance. So 34 divided by 2 is 17. So the radius is 17 inches. Let's look at one more example. Again, the diameter is the distance across the circle through the center. The radius is half the distance. So half of 17 would be 8.5. So the radius in this case is 8.5 inches. Okay, I want you to visit your graphic organizer. So radius is from the center of the circle to the circumference or the outside of the circle. So what we're going to do is draw, to the best of our ability, a radius. So let's start from the center of a circle to the outside edge. So this is a visual example of a radius. And to find the diameter from the radius, we're going to multiply by 2. So to find diameter from radius, times 2. Now let's talk about calculating diameter from radius. So diameter is the opposite of dividing by 2, multiplying by 2. So you're going to double the radius. So diameter equals 2 times r, or 2 times the radius. So in this case here, if the radius is 14, the other half of the radius is 14. And 14 plus 14, or 14 times 2, is 28 inches. In this example here, our radius is 4. Again, diameter is 2 times radius. So 4 times 2 would be 8 inches. We'll look at one more example. Again, diameter is 2 times the radius. So 7 times 2 would be 14 inches. So diameter is a straight line through the center of a circle. So to the best of our abilities, we're going to draw a line through the center of the circle. And there's your diameter. Now, to find radius from diameter, you would divide by 2. So if I'm giving you a diameter, to find the radius, you're going to divide by 2. So for example, if this diameter was 10, we could find the radius by dividing by 2, so it would be 5. Over here, if the radius was 9, we could calculate diameter by multiplying by 2. So these two things here are really important when finding both radius and diameter. Okay, this concludes your video on calculating radius and diameter. And what I also want you to do is on the back of your graphic organizer, I want you to guess where I'm located right now. If you can identify what this thing is, perfect. We're going to talk about it. All right, have a good night.